Clement Anthony Burke, known professionally as Clem Burke, was an iconic American drummer whose rhythms pulsed through some of the most influential rock music of the past 5 decades. Born Clement Anthony Bozewski on November 24, 1954, Burke would grow to become best known as the longtime drummer for the legendary rock band Blondie. His powerful and dynamic style helped shape the sound that defined an era. Burke's career was a testament to versatility, endurance, and devotion to the craft of drumming. Until his death on April 6, 2025, at the age of 70, Clem Burke remained a central figure in Blondie, having played on all the band's albums alongside fellow core members Debbie Harry and Chris Stein. Burke's early musical journey began in the vibrant world of 1960s and 70s New Jersey. As a teenager, he honed his drumming skills by playing in local jam bands, but his first structured training came from the St. Andrew's Bridgemen Drum and Bugle Corps in Bayonne, New Jersey. This experience instilled in him a sense of discipline and precision, setting the foundation for the high-energy drumming style he would later bring to Blondie and other projects. In 1974, when Blondie was still in its infancy, Debbie Harry and Chris Stein were seeking musicians to solidify their lineup. They found that in Clem Burke, who joined the band in early 1975. More than just a drummer, Burke became a stabilizing force during turbulent periods, including when the original bassist Fred Smith left to join television. Rather than let the band dissolve, Burke stepped up and brought in his friend Gary Valentine to fill the void. His leadership and dedication played a significant role in keeping Blondie together during its formative years. Burke's drumming was influenced by greats like Al Blaine, Keith Moon, Ringo Starr, and Earl Palmer. His playing was marked by intensity and flair, but also a sense of musicality and respect for the songs he accompanied. With Burke behind the drum kit, Blondie released a string of critically acclaimed and commercially successful albums, beginning with their self-titled debut in 1976. The group's fusion of punk, new wave, and pop rock, combined with Burke's propulsive beats, helped them become one of the defining acts of the late 70s and early 80s. When Blondie disbanded in the early 1980s, Burke's career was far from over. He quickly became one of the most sought-after drummers in the industry. During the 1980s and 1990s, he lent his talent to a wide array of artists and bands. Notably, he joined the Romantics in 1990 and remained with them until 2004. Burke also collaborated with the who's who of rock royalty, including Pete Townsend, Bob Dylan, the Eurythmics, Joan Jett, and Iggy Pop. His work with these artists showcased not only his adaptability, but also his deep understanding of various rock subgenres. In 1983, Burke joined a supergroup called Checkered Past, which included former Blondie bandmate Nigel Harrison, Sex Pistols guitarist Steve Jones, Tony Sales, and Michael Des Barres. The group released a self-titled album that, while not achieving mainstream success, further established Burke's credentials as a versatile and collaborative musician. One of the more unique chapters in Burke's career occurred in 1987, when he briefly filled in as drummer for the Ramones under the pseudonym Elvis Ramone. He played just 2 shows, one in Providence, Rhode Island, and another in Trenton, New Jersey, but his stint with the punk pioneers was memorable. He reprised the Elvis Ramone persona again in 2004 for the Ramones Beat on Cancer benefit concert, sharing the stage with other Ramones alumni and close collaborators. Beyond the big-name acts, Burke contributed to a variety of niche and cult bands. He recorded and toured with Wanda Jackson and Nancy Sinatra, and collaborated with Sonny Vincent and Arthur Killer Kane. He also drummed on Go-Go's guitarist Kathy Valentine's 2005 solo project, Light Years, and joined Dramarama for their 1993 album Hi-Fi Sci-Fi. Burke's contribution to rock music was officially recognized in 2006, when he was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as a member of Blondie. It was a fitting tribute to a musician who had helped shape the band's unique sound and guided it through both its peak years and its revivals. The 2000s marked a period of reinvention for Burke. He continued exploring new musical projects, including joining Slinky Vagabond in 2007. This group, featuring Earl Slick of David Bowie fame, Glenn Matlock from the Sex Pistols, and fashion designer Kian Duffy, made its debut at the Joey Ramone Birthday Bash. Burke also played in Magic Christian alongside Cyril Jordan of the Flaming Groovies and Eddie Munoz of the Plimsolls. As always, Burke's drumming anchored these bands with a sense of energy and professionalism. Burke wasn't just a performer. He was also a subject of academic study. In 2008, he participated in a groundbreaking 8-year research project jointly conducted by the University of Gloucestershire and the University of Chichester. The study focused on the physical and psychological tolls of drumming, revealing that the demands placed on professional drummers could rival those of elite athletes. In recognition of his contribution, Burke received an honorary doctorate from the University of Gloucestershire in 2011. That same year, he founded the Clem Burke Drumming Project, which aimed to explore and promote the mental and physical health benefits of drumming. In December 2011, Burke formed yet another band, the International Swingers, featuring Glenn Matlock, James Stevenson of Generation X, and Gary Twin of Supernaut. The band eventually released a self-titled album in 2015, recorded at Studio 606 in Los Angeles, a facility owned by the Foo Fighters. The album was later mixed by acclaimed producer Peter Walsh. Burke remained relentlessly active throughout the 2010s. He co-founded the Split Squad and participated in multiple tours and album recordings, including Now Hear This, released in 2014. In 2013, he appeared on Little Steven's track, All I Needed Was You, featured on Carla Olson's album Have Harmony, Will Travel. In 2014, Burke helped form another all-star group, The Empty Hearts, alongside Romantics vocalist Wally Palmer, Cars guitarist Elliot Easton, Chesterfield Kings bassist Andy Babiak, and Small Faces keyboardist Ian McLaughlin. Their debut album was released on August 5, 2014, and produced by Ed Stasium, known for his work with the Ramones and Talking Heads. As the decade continued, Burke took part in a Johnny Thunders tribute project called LAMF in 2017, playing alongside Walter Lure, Mike Ness, and Glenn Matlock. Their reunion performances at New York's Bowery Electric were recorded and released on an album by Jungle Records. Even in his 60s, Burke showed no signs of slowing down. In a nod to his roots, Burke even played with a Blondie tribute act, Bootleg Blondie, in 2019. 2 years later, in December 2021, he stood in for Go-Go's drummer Gina Schock during a show at the iconic Whiskey A Go-Go. The performance was a celebration of the Go-Go's induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, marking yet another moment where Burke bridged generations of rock music. Throughout his storied career, Burke appeared on a staggering number of albums. With Blondie, he recorded classic releases such as Parallel Lines, 1978, Eat to the Beat, 1979, and Auto-American, 1980, and was also part of their later revival albums like No Exit, 1999, and Pollinator, 2017. His discography also includes collaborations with Eurythmics and The Garden, 1981, Iggy Pop, Zombie Birdhouse, 1982, The Romantics, Made in Detroit, 1993, and The 69 Cats, Transylvanian Tapes, 2014, among many others. He is survived by his wife, Ellen, a former nurse, whom he married in 2002. Clem Burke passed away from cancer on April 6, 2025. His death marked the end of a remarkable era in rock drumming, but his legacy continues to resonate through his vast body of work. He was more than just a drummer. He was a rhythmic force, a tireless collaborator, and a beloved figure in the music world. For nearly 50 years, he kept time not just for Blondie, but for a generation of musicians and fans who marched to the beat of his drums. In conclusion, Clem Burke had an estimated net worth of $3 million during the time of his demise. He accumulated this sum of money from his career and business ventures. With that, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more videos like this.